This week, our beautiful sun activates gate 24 in the I Ching and Gene keys. This frequency is activating a genetic codon within all of us that is stimulating our consciousness field theme for the next 6 days. The transformational path of this frequency moves from the shadow of addiction to the highest frequency of silence, and it's via the path of invention. The 24th shadow of addiction holds great weight within us and affects every human being alive. Not one person can escape the shadow of addiction. There are many types and expressions of addiction: drugs, alcohol, eating, gambling, working, shopping, and even sex. But it's not often that we look right in the eye at the core, at the pattern of the addiction. We're all addicted to something. All addiction is misidentification. We identify with the form of the world. Because of the suffering that we feel inside, like grief, numbness, boredom, angst, frustration, or loneliness, or any deeply uncomfortable state. And we rather avoid feeling that state. So we find a pattern of behavior that temporarily suspends the discomfort. And we rely on that pattern. Whenever we feel that uncomfortable sensation coming back up, usually unconsciously, we drop right back into the pattern. And of course, it doesn't take the pain away. All it does is delay, conceal, and distract us from the pain we feel inside. The dilemma of the 24th shadow is gravity, which is the weight of the world, the weight of being in a body. There are two forces in the life: the force of gravity, which holds us down, and the force of levity, which lifts us up. And we are caught in the middle of this dance between these two forces. Gravitational patterns trap us. They cause us to breathe less deeply. They cause us to contract. They cause our mind to be fixated and depressed. Our system becomes rigid and overstressed. It causes us to feel bad because deep down inside, we know we're avoiding something, which is causing us to feel heaviness. Levitational patterns elevate us. They lift us. They clarify our thinking and give us hope. Levity lifts us up beyond what we can see and opens up our heart to the visions of what is possible. These patterns give us a sense of higher purpose. The life is played out in this field between these two patterns. One brings us down and the other raises us up. When you take a step back and observe the life, you can see the up and down drama. We rise up one moment just to plummet down the next moment. And the stories that we tell ourselves when we succumb to the forces of gravity are addictive patterns. And the lies that we tell ourselves, so many lies. And of course, we carry guilt, shame, depression, rage, all the feelings. It really is something being human. The secret to being human is quite simple. It's being honest with yourself, admitting to yourself the position that you're in. And the second step is to call in higher power for assistance. So the first and most important part is to really look at the nature of the shadow of addiction in the life. We have a great opportunity this week because the sun is activating this shadow to really see the shadow. Your consciousness this week will highlight to you any hidden shadows of addiction. Look at your everyday patterns. What do you do that causes you from enjoying pauses? What do you do that causes you from enjoying the finer things in life? And when you see it, bring awareness to it, make it visible. Then you can go to step 2, which is go to the city, the highest frequency. The city always reminds us of our true purpose in the life. And this is the case in all the 64 I Chings, all the gene keys. In this particular frequency, it's silence. The city is the levity and the shadow is the gravity. The beautiful thing about the city is that it's out of your hands. You surrender it. You can only call on its power. You can pray, you can meditate, and this is enough. You trust and you have faith, and you wait and listen in the silence. This is contemplation. You contemplate the gravity of the shadow. You contemplate the beauty, the freedom of the city. And then you wait, and you wait for the gift to come into play on its own. This is the process of raising your vibration in all the 64 I Chings, all the gene keys, in all the frequencies. The 24th gift, the way to transmute the shadow, the way to raise the vibration is with invention. Invention is nothing but creativity. The gift is always about creativity. Contemplation in action. It's surprising and exciting. It is the only thing that has enough oomph in it, enough energy in it to get you out of the stuckness of the gravity and into the light. But you have to reach out and have faith, and higher powers at the end of the tunnel will reach out and pull you through the tunnel and into the light. The original I Ching named this hexagram, this frequency, the return. It's about returning to the roots to change the pattern. Well-known Chinese proverb: sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. So once you contemplate the shadow, you will identify your addictive nature, something that drags you down and doesn't lift you up. I invite you to get into silence, to get into stillness each time an addictive pattern shows up in your consciousness. When you make silence and stillness part of your daily routine, over time, clarity, wisdom, and invention can come in from source consciousness. And through those downloads, an action will come. And through that action, it will become a habit over time. Any action that turns into a habit, that comes from stillness, from the silence, will only lift you up, not bring you down. Over time, this habit will become a custom, a ritual, which will redefine your character. The finale of such a custom, rooted in selfless love, rooted in grace, will reap a new destiny. And that's how inventions work. It happens through you. Source creates through you. Inventions are a mystery. They come from the city. They reshape the life from the inside out. The 24th city, the highest frequency, silence. So what is silence? For me, silence is a treasure beyond all others. Silence is not empty like most people think. Silence is filled with warmth, love, and light. True silence is alive. Try it. Listen to the silence. It speaks. Explore the world within. Empower this week to create space, get to higher awareness, notice your thoughts, feel all the sensations fully that come up in the body. This week, shine the light of awareness to any addictive patterns and feel it fully and get into stillness, get into silence, sit in the silence and let it speak to you. Be blessed.